Hey you guys! So I'm finally back. It's been a crazy week, but I finally have all the details I need in order to update you. I hope you enjoyed this new little background. I tried to, hang on. I tried to make it kind of nice and Halloween-y. I've got my Halloween Yankee candle there, and I got my little pumpkin dudes. They're so cute. So, and I'm gonna film a like scary paranormal experiences video after this. It's like one that I made, gosh, when Leia was just a little baby on my lap. I'm gonna make a new one of those as well. To be quite honest, I don't even know where to begin with how last week went. Like, I guess we'll just start with Sunday last week. Olivia, well, that weekend, the kids got really sick, and Olivia woke up on Sunday with a creepy, crazy little rash on her arms and also super rosy cheeks. And before we went to the emergency room, we were packing up and getting ready to go to the emergency room. I was on my phone on the way, and I was like, it sounds like it's probably this thing called fifth disease, so it's probably going to be fine. Because she already had roseola, she already had the chicken pox. She can't really have anything else unless she's getting roseola again. And we were like, is that even possible? Which I'm sure it is, but I think it's kind of rare. So yeah, we get to the emergency room, and the doctor doesn't really know what it is. He says it's too early to tell what it could be. This doctor wasn't a children's doctor, so perhaps he wasn't really that educated on the fifth disease thing. And I was like, I'm pretty sure it's fifth disease. And so we took her to her kinderarzt, which is her pediatrician, the next day. And he's like, yeah, it looks like it's fifth disease. And he's like, it's gonna be fine. It's not a big deal. He's like, it's a normal childhood virus that usually happens between ages 5 and 15. And there's no vaccine against it. He then said, you're not pregnant, though, are you? And I was like, yes. And he was like, well, try not to panic, but it could be dangerous for the baby if you get this disease. So he's like, it's a good idea to go home, go through your paperwork and see if you have been tested to see if you had this disease when you were a child, or call your parents and try to sort it out. And he didn't give me any details about what exactly would happen to the baby. So of course I went to Google, and it just terrified me. I mean, part of it was most of the information was really reassuring, being only in very seldom cases do women who have fifth disease, who contract it in their pregnancy, only 5% of those women, the fetuses, get affected by it. But if they get affected by it, they can get severe anemia, and you could also have a miscarriage, and miscarriage is more common in those who are under 20 weeks pregnant. So it was only 5% chance, but the idea just terrified me. Of course, even just a small percent chance of knowing that something like that could happen was scary. And then obviously if I did get the disease, I would have to get a lot of ultrasounds to check on the baby's heart. We may need to do an amniocentesis. I was just like, it was just scary. So I didn't want to make any videos until we knew what was going on. And I got my blood work done because it wasn't in any of my paperwork. I never got tested for it. So my mom's like, I don't think you had it. So I went to my gynecologist Monday, in the afternoon, very soon after I took my daughter to the doctor. And they said that I should have my results by the next day, and I did get my results by the next day in the evening, but that day was so long. And they said, good news, there's a 95% chance that you are immune, but there's still a 5% chance that you may have just contracted the virus. And I was like, what? And they were like, don't worry, it's looking good. It looks like your body already has antibodies from the past. And I was like, okay. And then I was like, well, what do I do now? I have to go get more blood work. And my gynecologist is like, yes, but I'm closed tomorrow. And she's like, if you want the results soon, you can go to a GP, or you can go back to the child doctor and ask him if he can take your blood. And I was like, okay. So I just decided to go find a GP, because I didn't have a GP in this area anyway. So I decided to go find one. And I found one, and they were really nice and really reassuring when they looked at my results. And also my husband's dad's a doctor, and he looked at the results, and he's like, I think it's 100%. So that made me feel a lot better, but I still wanted to have that 100%, you know what I mean? So I get my blood drawn, which, by the way, I still have a giant bruise from that. It's gotten worse, I swear. Now it's even worse than it was yesterday. And I got this on Wednesday and now it's Sunday. Yeah, so on Wednesday I do the blood test. I call Thursday morning and they're like, we sent the results to your gynecologist. So I call her. She calls me back and she's like, they took the wrong test. You need to come to my office right now. We need to take blood again. And she's like, hopefully you'll get your results by Friday morning. And so I go back. What are you doing? You want to come and sit with me?
Now I have to make yoga. Yeah.
Good job. But you have to make yoga now?
Mm-hmm.
It's very serious. She has to make yoga right now. This is yoga room. Okay, make yoga, but try not... No, that's not yoga. That's the exercise machine.
Yeah, I need exercise.
All right. Well, don't be too loud, okay? She's on the exercise machine. I don't know if that's safe, but... Okay, sorry. My memory card also ran out of battery or out of memory. So back to what I was talking about. If you could see what I was seeing right now. You're funny. So yeah, Friday, I call my gynecologist and they're like, you definitely don't have fifth disease right now and you have antibodies. So I'm 100% in the clear. I cannot get fifth disease. My body has the antibodies to fight them. So it was still a very stressful week and we're just very relieved to have our results. It was very nice to just unwind this weekend knowing that everything's gonna be, well, I mean, you never know that everything's gonna be okay ever, but it was just nice to know that that wasn't an option. But actually that day when I went to my gynecologist on Monday, I did get to see the baby again and we didn't plan to. I mean, I was kind of excited when I was there and she asked me if I wanted to see the baby because especially after reading all that stuff that I read, Livia, that's not a jump rope. That's for exercise.
I know.
When I was asked if I wanted to see the baby after all these stressful like visions going through my mind, I was like, yes, I really do. You know, because like I'm not the biggest fan of like doing a lot of ultrasounds and we have done a lot. I'm pretty sure this child has been looked at more than any of our other children thus far. But you know, I really wanted to see the baby and I knew it was gonna look like a little person now. Actually, this is kind of my favorite ultrasound. I mean, the anatomy scan's cool because you get to see like the profile and the baby's features are like more developed and stuff. But this was a transvaginal. I actually have the girls' ultrasounds too because I just love these. I love the 12-week scan. I think it's so cute. So I was actually 11 weeks when I had this done, but the baby is measuring, oh, that's another thing we need to talk about. So the baby's measuring, was measuring 11 weeks and 5 days. So he's measuring, he or she, sorry, I just said he there. He or she is measuring about 5 days ahead, which is almost an entire week. The baby has been measuring ahead like this whole pregnancy. Now let's go ahead and talk about it because I don't know, I think I did bring it up in my 4-week update, how I came to my conclusion of my due date. I'm going based off of my ovulation because like I'm so adamant that I know when I ovulate, as you guys know. So I ovulated quite late that cycle, like 4 entire days later than I normally would. So my actual due date that my gynecologist has decided to keep going by based on how the baby measures and based on the fact that that's how they usually go, well, we'll just keep the due date at May 3rd. So I've given myself the due date May 7th because I'm pretty sure I ovulated late. With Olivia and Leia, there was only like maybe 1 or 2 that we had to choose from. With Leia, there was only 1. With Olivia, there was like 2 possibilities. With this baby, there's a bunch of possibilities. We don't know when the actual conception time was. So what I'm kind of wondering is, because I really do feel that I did ovulate then, I'm wondering if the baby implanted freakishly early or something, because I did get such an early pregnancy test and that my due date is something like May 5th and the baby's just measuring a few days off, or it's just measuring big. I mean, it's all just estimation. It doesn't really matter at this point in time, but it may start to matter if I go past my due date and then they're like, you know, counting every day and then like, oh, when are we going to induce you? And I don't want this drama to go on, so that's why I've told my gynecologist I think I ovulated late, okay? Just I want you to know that. So let's show you guys the baby. I showed you guys already on Snapchat, but only on Snapchat have you seen it, so. Can you see? There's the baby, so cute. The baby was moving so much, like the legs, and like I saw so many different like parts of the baby. I'm pretty sure you can even see a foot imprint. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to pick that out. I'm pretty sure you can even see a foot imprint and the face, like the whole jaw. Like this baby has a very, very narrow jaw and like a big head. Like it reminds me, I mean, we didn't see Leia from the vaginal way, like from the front, but it reminds me a little bit of Leia bug. Like the head is very long and the jaw is very narrow. There's baby Leia. She had a little profile shot and it looks just like her to this day. It's crazy. And here's our little Olive. You guys remember this? She had a very round little head. Symptoms wise, I have started getting really, really hairy. Like body hair is just growing like a weed. It's really hard to keep up with. I mean, it could be because it's getting cold too, but I just can't keep up with it. Like I'm just such a hairy canary these days. I don't know what to do. Still super hungry and I have a food aversion. I have not eaten chickpeas almost this entire pregnancy apart from the beginning part. I don't want chickpeas like ever. Like they taste sweet to me. Like I have weird taste buds now, I've definitely noticed, and like they just taste sugary. Like it tastes like chickpeas are covered in sugar every time I eat them, and I just can't stand it. Like I used to love chickpeas. They were such a staple in my diet. As a matter of fact, we probably have more cans of chickpeas in our house than we have of any other legume. So those are gonna not be probably used for a while. Maybe I will stop having an aversion to them soon. I kind of hope so because like they were just such a staple in our house and like they were so versatile. But yeah, symptoms wise, there really isn't all that much of an event. I was debating if I wanted to actually share this part with you guys, but I thought it would be kind of fun and I already did a lot of research on it. And well, a lot of you guys have been wanting to know what the sex of the baby is and wanting to know if we're going to find out. And no, we're not doing any of that eHarmony testing. That costs like $500 here. I'm pretty sure it's more expensive in the States, but no, we're not going to be doing that. But yeah, so a lot of you guys have been asking about that and I was going to make a whole other video, which I'm still kind of considering doing just because this video is so long. So we were definitely leaning more towards not finding out. At my 12-week scan, we were looking at the baby and she ended up getting a shot from the baby's like buttocks area. And like, I know at this stage, and I kind of knew that in my mind when like I got this ultrasound. So I wasn't really prepared to see anything exciting. But because like all babies have kind of similar nubs. Around 12 weeks, the nub will either start to elongate or it will point this way. Like you can actually see a picture of Leia Bug's nub in this picture. Let me show you. Do you see it there? This is her nub, I think. And it's like, it goes like this. And apparently boy nubs are supposed to be like an angle or something. But this is only true a certain percent of the time. And it's just like too early to know anything. So that's why I've kind of decided to share it just for fun. That shot of the baby with the legs in the air, there was like something like this. And I saw it 3 times. And the first time I saw it, it kind of went away. Like she changed the position. And I was like, oh, that was probably just the umbilical cord. And then like I saw it again and I was like, no, it has an end to it. And then like I saw it again, like because she kept changing the position and stuff. And I was like, what the hell is that? I never saw anything like that with my daughters. And Olivia, I also saw in between the legs. At this stage with Leia, we didn't because she was like not a transvaginal, or wasn't in the same position. So that was just like a weird experience for me to see something like that. And then the gynecologist started calling him a he, and now I'm saying him. I don't know. I'm just kind of assuming it could be a boy now because like people have also asked like, do you have any predictions? And I actually didn't until about 2 weeks ago, and this was before the scan. I started feeling it was a boy, and then this happened, and then my gynecologist started calling it a boy. So I don't know. I think that there's still pretty 50-50 chance that it's either or, and you know, nubs can be very similar looking at this stage. So I'm thinking we're in the clear, and if we don't want to find out, we can just still not find out, you know what I mean? But I think this will be interesting to look back on in the future and be like, well, was the nub theory right? Because like there's like a theory and people are into that. I feel like it's more relevant than, it's like more scientific than old wives' tales, but I don't really feel like they can be 100%. I mean, like there are people who have had false readings at like 20 weeks, so I'm not really that fussed about a 12-week situation? Honestly, I don't know, and I feel like we're probably not going to find out, but me and hubby are going to sit down and make a video talking about all these gender questions we've been getting, because we've been getting a lot. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will show you my belly now. I feel like I'm actually making some progress, so I decided to come a little closer to the camera. So here's what we're doing. Wearing my yoga pants as usual. Front. I don't know. I do bloat like there is no tomorrow though. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I will see you guys very soon for a paranormal experiences video.